Hello, my name is Phoebe Garnsworthy. I'm a spiritual author and meditation teacher, sound healer and life coach. And in these videos, I am answering you. And it's an opportunity for you to write to me, to comment below and tell me what is it that you need help with. So if you like the content, please hit subscribe and let's go to the first question. Today's question is, I'm grieving the loss of a loved one. My beloved big brother passed suddenly and unexplained. How do I heal? So, first of all, I'm so sorry for your loss. I think that facing the challenge of learning how to live without someone, the grief of death, is our most difficult challenge that we have to go through. And even though it's the natural cycle of life for us to live and pass on, it doesn't make it any easier. It is confusing and it is such a strange pain that you feel within. And learning how to navigate that is really difficult. So the first thing I want you to do is be gentle with yourself. Know that grief comes in many layers and it also affects everyone differently. So don't be upset with yourself or upset with anyone else for the way that you or they are handling this process, because we never know what to expect. And grieving, there's no straight pathway. It's many layers and every day is different. So let's talk about how you're going to heal that and how you can help live without this special someone in your life. The very first thing is to accept that this has happened and accept the pain, accept that this life has ended and that this is your reality now. And this is challenging in itself, because I often find that this is where most people have difficulty letting go and moving forward with their life. And the reason why is because they haven't gotten past this first step of acceptance. Because a lot of the time, perhaps you're in denial, perhaps you are wishing that things were different, and so you're looking and you're thinking, how could I have been different and how could I have acted differently to help stop this from happening? Or perhaps you just can't stop wishing that your life was different. So you need to accept that that's happened. You need to accept that this is your reality. And the way that we do this is different for everyone. It may be simply a matter of you telling yourself that this is what's going on and this is what's happened, and learning how to navigate the pain with that understanding and kind of telling yourself that. Maybe you need something a bit more confronting. Maybe you need to go to where they lived. Maybe you need to see their body has passed. Whatever you need to do, you do that and you check in with yourself. This is the most important time for you and your soul to be connected and to listen to the guidance, because when we're in pain, our soul really wants to talk to us, and our soul is speaking loudly to us. And you have angels around you, and you have those that have passed over, including who it is that you're grieving, looking down on you and trying to help you move through this pain. So ask for assistance, ask for advice, ask your spirit guides, ask your soul, ask to be shown how you can navigate this pain, because it comes back to the spiritual philosophical understanding that you have the answers for everything. And just because right now you perhaps feel like your whole world is flipped upside down, that doesn't change that truth. That doesn't change that you still know how to move through this, and how to live, and how to carry on. So first thing is to accept that this is your reality and find how you can best do that. So whether that is seeing other people, whether that is going to where they lived, and whether it is actually seeing the body, or a lot of the time when we have the funeral, this is when that can happen. Now, you also mentioned that there's no answers about why this happened, and that is obviously a very difficult addition to just someone passing naturally or through an understanding of why they passed. Not having the answers is yet again another step, but this comes after the acceptance. So first of all, accept, understand that this is now your reality, and then let's move to the next step. So the next one would be the questions. And why did this happen? And do everything in your power to find out those answers. But at the same time, know that you may never find out those answers. And you have to also learn to be at peace and accept that. So the way that we look at this challenge is, you're facing through life and we have some resistance, and we need to learn to flow and to allow our energy to keep moving through and moving with it. So if we stand still, we don't get forward. We have to keep moving forward. Our energy needs to keep moving forward. So when you're facing this blockage, how can you help yourself mold around it and with it and through it? So to find the answers, is there a way that you can explore within your current connections to get those answers? And what can you do to help bring yourself that peace? If you have exhausted these options, I would then turn inwards and I would connect with the soul that has passed over. And I actually have a meditation, a guided meditation also on YouTube, which I will link right now. And it is about connecting with the spiritual soul. So this spiritual soul can be a loved one who has passed over. And in it, I guide you through to meeting them and asking the questions. So find out those answers that you need to know. And it may be helpful to write down some questions before you do the meditation, and just focus on the energy that you are going to be connecting with, and allow those messages to come through to you. Because even when you are in a meditation or just getting into a state of complete peace and connecting with a loved one who has passed over, if you're connecting with the spirit realm, understand that it is energy that you're connecting, and it's energy that you are translating, and that is how you're getting the information. So however the energy comes through to you is correct, and it's what you need to see, and what you need to feel, and what you need to what you need to hear in this moment as well. So that's another thing to be aware of when you are doing that. So that would be my next advice, to connect with that soul and find out the answers to help bring you some additional peace. Now, we're moving on to the third section, which is handling the grieving process and learning how to heal and learning how to move through your life with this terrible pain, or perhaps it's even a hole that you feel within. And this solution is going to be different for everyone. So my question to you, my request to you is to find out what it is that brings you peace. So where in your life do you feel most at home? Where do you feel like yourself? Where do you feel good about yourself? And for me, a lot of the time is in nature. It is walking in a beautiful forest in amongst trees and connecting with Mother Nature. And I also love going to the beach and looking out to the ocean. and sunrises and sunsets and connecting with animals and going for beautiful hikes and just feeling that breeze on your skin. And if you notice, everything is being with nature and it's also being by myself. So I would recommend for you to experiment at places that you can go on your own and just sit with yourself. Because this isn't going to be a moment of you getting comfortable with your own energy and being comfortable with the energy of who you loved and who has passed, not being in your reality in the physical world. But of course, you know that energy never dies. So energy is just transformed into something else. And this is what's happened to your loved one who has passed over. They are not physically with you, but they are with you in the spiritual realm, and you can tap into that energy. So find your place where you feel calm and you feel peace. And it can also be just right here with me. And take a few deep breaths and allow yourself to feel that energy around you and within you. And call out to your loved one. Ask them to still be present with you as you navigate this grieving process. Ask them anything that you need. Tell them anything that you need. And allow yourself to really connect with that energy and trust that you are divinely looked after, and know that you have a guardian angel and they're above watching you and helping you get through this. You're never alone. Don't ever forget that. So learning how to heal the grieving process is going to come in many layers. And like I said, what works for you today not only doesn't work for everyone else, but it also may only work for you for a short period of time. And then it's time for you to move into another realm and to find something else that helps support your grieving. So what I also want to add is sometimes we have difficulty grieving the loss of a loved one because we have things that are left unsaid, and there's things that we wish that we said to them. So you've got two options for this. You can literally speak it out loud and speak to them, imagine them in front of you, and you can do this just as you are right now. You could do it in a meditation, or you go out into nature and again, wait till you feel that connection and let everything out and express everything that you want. If you find that difficult, or perhaps you are better at writing, I would recommend writing them a letter and write everything that you wish that you said, and write down just everything to get everything out of you, because this is another element of releasing the energy from within. So that's the other thing I would recommend. And then I also wanted to mention about with grieving the loved one who has passed, sometimes we are grieving the way that they made us feel and the person that we were when we were with them. Because every person that you meet, you show a different version of yourself. And sometimes that is one of the most difficult elements of another person passing who we loved very much. Perhaps we felt like we could really be ourselves around them, and we lack that understanding from another in this realm. So losing them is also really losing a part of yourself, because you perhaps feel like you can't express that. So if you resonate with that, I'd like you to dig deep and understand, who were you with them? What did they bring out in you that you really loved and it made you feel good? And this would be an activity I do while journaling. So get your journal, be by yourself, and write down all of the things that make you feel good when you're with them, and also correspond with what they did as well, like what versions of them that made you love them too, so that it's a nice joint effort. And once again, I would ask for their help, and I'd ask for them to be present as you move through this, because it's an exploration of your time shared together as well. And that's another thing. Documenting your memories together is also another beautiful way to honor that person. And the other thing I wanted to bring up was sometimes people pass and we cannot physically see them again. We cannot, not physically see them. We cannot attend their funeral. We can't, but perhaps we're in another country and we can't go to the funeral, or perhaps there isn't a funeral, and maybe it's even that we can't find the body, and there's even more difficulty in learning how to grieve and navigate that and move on. And so in this situation, I would recommend you creating your own little ritual to signify that they have passed over and that their energy has transformed into something else, but that you honor their soul. So it's important for you to create a little ritual that honors what you shared together, and however you like to do that, it's going to be unique again. So for that, I would recommend perhaps getting a candle, and you could write something down about them. You could have a photo maybe, or even have something symbolic that reflects them and means something to you, and sit with that candle and allow that fire energy to signify the transformation process. So I would stare into the flame and allow myself to be connected with that moment and that change of what has happened to them. And once again, just gift yourself time and grace to move through that in however which way you feel confident to do. And the last thing that I would recommend is to have something that reminds you of them. So whether you have something physically that perhaps belonged to them, or maybe go and buy something. Doesn't have to be big. It could be something very little, or even when you're going out into nature, find something on the ground, find something that has been gifted to you from Mother Nature and is probably symbolically sent from them above, and keep that somewhere in your room, or perhaps you could put it in your purse or something and carry it with you, so that you've got that recognition and the remembrance of them in your life. And that can also grow to be a beautiful part of your life and how you move through it. So I've actually got two crystals I was going to show you. So these belonged to my grandfathers, one grandfather and another grandfather, and I always keep them with me. And if ever I'm asking for some strength, or if I'm asking for their support in something, I like to hold on to it, and I will talk to them as well. So it's just another spiritual tool that I like to bring into my life to help me connect with the spirit realm as well. So what else did I want to say about moving through the grieving process? I think the most important thing is for you to just understand that this takes time, and being gentle with yourself is the greatest gift that you can give. Listening to yourself, connecting with your intuition, connect with your beautiful soul who has passed over into the spirit realm, and call out to them and talk to them as often as you need and as often as you like. And just know that this feeling of pain and emptiness will pass with time, and you just need to find all the things that make you feel good, that helps you move through this. And know that you will feel yourself again. I know that that's probably one of the hardest elements of us to move through, is wondering how we can even go on with our life. But just know that you will feel yourself again, and you will laugh and you will feel love, and you will feel that beautiful version of yourself that you crave, that they brought out in you, and just know that they'll always be with you. So I think that that is the most important part of learning how to navigate the healing process. And because you're dealing with energy that is being moved through you, you're dealing with a lot of energy at the moment that's kind of changing within you. Find the spiritual tools that help ground your energy, which is why I recommend Mother Nature. But also don't be shy in reaching out to spiritual healers in your area. This might be a nice time for you to find those that help and find the kind of energy healing tools that really work for you. So things like acupuncture, sound healing, Reiki, and also massages. Massages are a beautiful way to really help feed nurturing love to yourself, because that's what you're doing. You've lost an element of love within your life, and energy has changed and transformed elsewhere. So know that you're always connected to that spiritual soul, and that it's a matter of you finding different ways to nurture that love back within, to help you move through this pain and to continue living your life as the beautiful soul, as to all of the things that you are yet to achieve, and knowing that your loved one has passed over, but they're cheering you on. They're up there in the spirit realm cheering you on and watching over you as a guardian angel now. So I hope that was helpful. It was a bit of a long video, but I really wanted to go through the different healing techniques and help you move through this, because I know that it's one of the most challenging difficulties we ever have to face. So please let me know if that was helpful, and I'm sending you lots of love and healing energy to move through this. Bye.